Aloha ladies and gentlemen, this is the Surgeon here, bringing you a StarCraft 2 commentary. Today we're going to have some Zeke matches from the West Open League and the East Open League on the North American server. So we'll get this game underway. We have AznDude spawning as the green Protoss on jungle base at the bottom right hand corner. In the top left hand corner we have LuftWaffle. He's going to be a red Terran. And let's look at his rating right here on the Zeke's website. LuftWaffle is a Canadian player. He's a 1900 level Terran player, while AznDude is a 2200 level Protoss player. So no proxies here from either player, just standard play. Let's look at the APM tab, showing that AznDude is skyrocketed up to 300 current with 200 average, while LuftWaffle is 44 with current of 22. Really doesn't matter early game. It's really that late game APM you want above 100. So AznDude just continuing to chrono boost out some probes. We'll be going for most likely what is a gateway opening. Not quite sure how these two players are playing. AznDude, very good player, as I've played him many times. So yes, the Zeke tournament, this is a match from the 4th round of the tournament, as this is going to be a 6th round preliminaries before the brackets are made, I guess you can say. So a scout coming here for LuftWaffle, as well as a scout going up into the Terran's base for AznDude coming across the map. I really prefer going across the middle of the map instead of around the middle of the map, as you want to be able to see any proxies up on the high ground. And getting a hold of that Zelnaga tower really helps you scout that area pretty well. So AznDude getting a nice scouting here. He's going to see that the Terran has gone for a gas, so he won't be going for a fast command center. While AznDude, looking at the production tab, just getting some probes out, as well as what looks like a gateway, and then going to be a cybernetics core. So this is the first match in a best of 3. I'm not quite sure what the second map is, but we will be getting to that. And looks like we still have the SCV inside of AznDude's base at the natural expansion behind the main. And AznDude's running his probe back, not going to be using it for inside the base. He doesn't want to lose it to that marine production. As let's look if there is a marine out. Yes, there is, and looks like we're going to see a tech lab for the Terran player, as well as a second barracks. Looks like our Terran player will be supply blocked for quite a bit, as his supply depot is a little bit late after being of 1919 supply. Warp gate being chrono boosted, as well as the first stalker, so he's going to be trying to look for that SCV, which he feels like is scouting in his base somewhere. But it is back here behind the minerals of the natural expansion. AznDude going for that warp across right around here at the natural expansion of the Terran player, so he's going to try to get some warp gates, hopefully get that proxy piling up and just warp in the back and surprise our Terran player, who is getting a reactor on his second barracks, as well as slow for his marauders. So that's going to be his first upgrade from his tech lab. Deciding to wall off here, I love the Terran player. As well as AznDude just going for his second gateway, and only has one stalker out. Really doesn't know what the Terran has. Terran could be pushing up here, and he wouldn't know because he does not have scouting information. But both players just deciding to sit back and macro up. Looks like AznDude is going to get a sentry out, I guess, to block the ramp. That'd be nice to have if there is a push from our Terran player, but there won't be a push as he's only on 2 racks. So it looks like he wants to defend, maybe expand himself. Robotics facility down for AznDude. So stim pack coming from our Terran player at the tech lab, as well as a few marauders and a marine out just to defend. AznDude going to use his probe instead of throwing down that proxy pylon. He's just going to use it to run up and see what our Terran player has. And he's going to be able to see that, if you look at his vision, that he does have the supply depot is blocking the ramp, and he probably doesn't want to push up that way early on. So let's look at a first person view from AznDude, just continuing to macro up, chrono boosting out some probes, and looks like he's going to get a couple of immortals out. So he's going to be going for immortal plays. He saw some heavy marauders at the front of the ramp for the Terran player. Terran player's first person view shows that it looks like he's just trying to macro up, maybe he needs to get some supply depots up. Looks like it's just marauders and marines, as well as stim. He's going to actually get a Ghost Academy, so yeah, following that SCV, it's a pretty nice play here from our Terran player. Going to be going for Ghost Academy. It's going to be a direct counter to those immortals. So let's go back to everyone's vision and see that there's just some stalkers and sentries out. So And first Immortal does pop, as well as the second one is being Chrono Boosted. 2 Warp Gates on the field for our Protoss player. Protoss player going to maybe throwing down a Proxy Pylon with his probe here. I'm not sure where this probe is going. We can follow it. And he's just going to sit outside the base of the Terran player. Just hope that the Terran player doesn't push. But the Terran player looks like he may be pushing when he gets his first Ghost out. Yeah, but just Immortal and probes in production for our Protoss player, as well as a Stim just about to finish for a Terran player, as well as a third Barracks going down. So really, just a one base play from both players. No one really want to get greedy and go for that expansion and then get a push on them. But Warpgate is finished for a Protoss player. He does have quite a bit of an army. Getting his first observer out, he wants to see what the Terran player has. And he did run that probe up. He probably did see that there are quite a few Marines and Marauders out for the Terran player. He may be feeling a push here, but he really doesn't have the scouting information to know when he's moving across the map. He really needs to take a hold of this Zelnaga tower. That would be really nice of him. Maybe just throw a stalker up there. LuftWaffle throwing down a supply depot to watch those backdoor rocks, as well as pushing out from the front of his base. This will get spotted by the observer, I believe, if they cross paths. And I believe they will cross paths, and he will know when to scout that ramp, throw that force field on that ramp, as well as get out some more Immortals and Sentries and just Zealots in general, everything in general. So he's just going to see, he's going to have this observer follow the army. And the Terran player looking like he wants to bust up the ramp, but it looks like he won't be able to, as AznDude does get his pylon at the backdoor rocks to make sure there is no break at the back door. So it looks like our Terran player is going to be moving up, as well as continuing to macro up Marines and Marauders. So here comes the push out for AznDude. He's going to try to engage his army. He's going to get everything EMP'd. And this might be a close battle, but he does have quite a bit of Immortals to go against those Marauders, as well as some Stalkers to back it up. And looks like he will be able to take out this force from our Terran player with a better army, even though he did get a huge EMP on all of his Immortals, but one Immortal was able to save all his shields, and he's going to be able to take out these reinforcing units that were rallied incorrectly when the Terran player wanted to make that push. So AznDude is going to be going for his natural expansion while he pushes out into the middle of the map to take map control here. So he's sitting pretty right now, as he does have a pretty strong army with 2 Immortals, as well as supporting Stalkers, as well as an observer to see any push out from our Terran player. Terran player has 0 detection, does not even have a factory down. Would have to use a scan to take care of that observer, but he only has a few amount of scans, doesn't really have the income, so he does need to use those mules, and he won't be able to scan. But here comes a push from AznDude. Looks like he wants to get up this ramp, as it is open, and he's going to be trying to get up that ramp. He does have sight from the observer, so that's really nice here. He's going to be able to pick away at the depots at the front. Really not going to supply block our Terran player, as he does need did lose a huge army in the early push, and doesn't really need any more supply depots, but will be building supply depots as he did lose one. So I'm not quite sure what the reasoning is behind that. I would like to see a bunker at the front of the ramp, as bunkers are pretty strong against any push up a ramp, and you really need to have those if you want to survive this game. So AznDude getting his proxy pylon, looks like he wants to push up. Looks like he's just making some probes. Looks like he's going to be saving his warp gates to warp in the units, and there comes 3 Zealots. The Terran player actually moving out. Really don't advise this, but he's going to get huge missed EMP, and all his units are going to go down here, as he just continues to engage when he shouldn't be engaging. But AznDude is going to be able to push up this ramp, as he does have sight, and the Zealots are going to be tanking damage, while the Stalkers will be shooting back from behind, as well as the Immortals. At least there is 1 Immortal, as well as a robotics facility. Robotics bay is going down to get out those Colossi. We have AznDude just continuing to macro up while putting the pressure on our Terran player, taking out all of his SCVs that are off the line. Our Terran player is 0 mining at the moment, only some Marauders and Marines coming out, but really not going to be able to take out this strong force from our Protoss player. And there's a GG from LuftWaffle.